Here on WCNC Charlotte, we are committed to bringing you the facts. That's why every day at 4:30 we are talking to local doctors and other experts, helping you make sense of all of the latest headlines. So if you want us to ask a question, don't call, but text the number on your screen, 704-329-3600. You just may hear your question asked on TV. So joining me today, Dr. Anna Maria Temple. Welcome back, Dr. Temple.
Great to be here.
Good to have you. All right, let's get right to our first question from a viewer. A lot of people are anxious to get back to normal life, but that could mean a long ways away. When would experts know when to start easing social distancing policies, and what do you think that would look like?
That is a really tough question because right now we're still, seeing so many cases, and here in our state, we're still on the rise. In New York, for example, where the hotspot was, it hit earlier than it did for us. And so with all the measures put in place, they're seeing us, decreasing in the rate of rise, but that doesn't mean they don't have any new cases. They're still having new cases. They're just not as many as they were, let's say, 10 days ago. So for us, we're predicted to have our peak in about 10 days or so. And then after that, depending on what that looks like, because we don't even know what that looks like, then they're going to consider loosening the restrictions on social gatherings. It is so hard. I mean, we're hoping that at the end of April, after April 30th, that we can see a little bit of loosening, relaxing of restrictions, as in going to the stores and maybe gatherings and stuff. But that's still, I'm worried that it's probably going to take longer than April 30th at this point.
Yeah, Gibby Harris in the Mecklenburg County press conference just said that they thought it might look like it's possibly plateauing here in Mecklenburg County, but she also said she's kind of worried to say that because then people will think it's safe to go out, and really we could potentially have another peak, and what we're doing now we don't see for 2 weeks. Can you kind of explain that to viewers?
Right. So because a lot of people are asymptomatic, so it is so great that we're seeing the plateau. That's what we're going for. And we're hoping that we are not New York. Like, our goal is that it's going to be like, oh, why did we do all this stuff? It wasn't so bad. That would be amazing. And that means everything that we're doing is working. We want to make sure that we are not changing anything or relaxing any rules just because we're seeing a little bit of a plateau over a couple of days, because this is an unknown thing. It's an unknown virus. And then the moment that we're relaxing, we're going to go visit, because Easter's coming, and you know who we want to see on Easter? All our relatives, and especially our elderly relatives who have been quarantined and confined and are feeling lonely and isolated. And that's the worst thing that we can do, because that is who's really at risk for dying. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, it's not so bad. Let's go see grandma or auntie. And then we're causing an even bigger problem, because we've seen this happen in other cities where they didn't think this was a big deal.
Mm-hmm. All right, our next viewer question. Again, like you said, there's a lot of unknowns with this, but they want to know, will warmer spring temperatures have an impact on coronavirus numbers?
It's two ways. One is it's hard to tell because this started in the winter for us, so we haven't seen it in the summer in the northern hemisphere, but it had no problem spreading through the southern hemisphere where, December is summer, because we have opposite seasons. So it did spread with no problems in warmer temperatures in the southern hemisphere. So if we're looking at the world globally, it doesn't look like the temperature outside is necessarily affecting the spread of the virus at this time.
Yeah, it's one of those wait and see sort of things. All right, this next question, this viewer asked, President Trump has been talking about the medication hydroxychloroquine. We've heard this a lot. They want to know, can you tell us more about it and if it can actually make a difference? What do you think?
The early publications is, out of China and out of France. They're really excited about it because it helps. One way it's helping is that actually increasing intracellular, so the amount of zinc inside the cells, which is a potent antioxidant, and it's helpful in so many enzymatic processes in the body. However, it comes with side effects. I mean, the cardiologists that are watching this are very concerned because there could be a lot of implications in heart health, and maybe not right now, but a long time down the road, because no medication is without side effects. So we're really excited that this may be the answer. I think it's too premature at this point to just kind of hang our hat on this. It may be beneficial in some people. We still have to proceed with caution.
All right, Dr. Temple, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break.